I am not late today, you dumb bitch. Come on now.
You have to use your hands? That's like a baby's toy.
Something going wrong here. Where the fuck did it go? I think I just lost the can crack, man. Hang on. There we go. Can't start the show without the can crack, baby. Ooh, Lord have mercy. Welcome to Gabbing Games, fellas and fillets. Good to see you. Good to have you here. I appreciate you spending some time with me. Now, I'm going to swallow my gum, and we'll get the show started. One moment. That goes out to Mr. K. I know he loves it when I eat in the microphone. Hello, Vincent McGlone of the Cincinnati McGlones. Good to see ya. Hey. Good shit. Hello, everybody. If you're talking up day one, we can't hear you. What do you mean you can't hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me at all? What the fuck is happening? Mutant says, if you're talking up day one, we can't hear you. What? I did forget to Trey Trimble. Alexa, remind me to respond to Trey Trimble in 4 hours. Alexa, remind me in 4 hours to respond to Trey Trimble. I'll get back to you, Trey. Sorry, buddy. Okay, listen, fellas. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Gabbing Games. It's good to have you here. It's good to see you. Now, what are we doing today? We got a lot of shit going down. We got a lot of news to talk about. We have a lot of interesting topics to discuss. I want to let you know very briefly before we get into that, if you can't get enough Jaffe, and how could you, tomorrow morning, this one's early, this is Ginger Prime over on the YouTube. He does a live podcast once a week. I will be a guest on his show. Going over to Ginger Prime and make sure you're there. I'll send out a link. He's going to send out a link. He's the guy that cried when Phil Spencer came on stage in Japan. That's the one. We had a nice conversation the other day. He says, Jaffe, come on the show and talk about your Game of the Year thoughts and whatnot. I says, okay, I can do that. So I'll be on that tomorrow. Also, letting you know, I will be recording a Constellation on Friday with Colin, and I'm not going to tell you the other guests because I don't think I'm allowed to. That will be going up whenever he puts those up for members, and then I guess sometimes he releases them for non-members. And then I also had a conversation with Gene Park and Colin Moriarty on Sacred Symbols Plus today, all about Twisted Metal. The last thing is Saturday. I'm not sure the time yet. I will be doing my first sponsored stream. I'm playing a game called... I don't know what it's called. I'll give you all the details tomorrow. But hopefully come on over there and show the people that are paying me You don't know what they're paying me. It's ridiculous. You want to know what these guys? Oh, fuck it. I'll tell you. I don't care. You know what these guys? They reached out to me. It's a game called hell. I'll tell you what it's called. It's pretty cool. I had to get to level 10 just so I could stream it. It's called Raid Shadow Legends. It's like a free to play strategic fantasy game. Those motherfuckers will say, "Well, play it for an hour. We'll give you $650." My therapist doesn't make $650 an hour, so I says to them, "Yeah, I'll do that." So that's coming up on Saturday. So tomorrow, Ginger Prime, there'll be our own streams. We'll talk about that later. We got the Constellations on Friday. There's a new Sacred Symbols up now, and then Saturday we're going to be doing Raid Shadow Legends. So keep an eye out. There's a lot of Papa Jaffe coming your way this week. I appreciate all the support, fellas. All right, let's talk. When am I going to get John Garvin back on the show? I don't know. I'd love to have John. I reached out to him recently, but I haven't heard back from him. So, okay, listen. Aren't you already a millionaire? First off, if I am or I'm not a millionaire, what I will tell you, well, being a millionaire ain't what it used to be. But more importantly, even if I am, one of the ways you become a millionaire is you take opportunities that are lucrative. As long as I don't have to lie about anything, I'm not going to sit there and tell you it's the best game in the world if it's not. But as long as I can just play it and have fun with it and talk to you guys about it, I will tell you that, fuck yes. I'm sorry. If somebody out there is watching right now and you make more than $650 an hour, I want to talk to you. I want to figure out how to get in that line of work because that's pretty fucking good. All right. Listen, fellas. Listen. So, yeah, exactly. Gaming Nating says, well, it's better than poverty. You can Google my net worth. All I will tell you is it's not accurate. All right. Fellas, I was hankering yesterday. I was hankering for getting into an MMO. Part of it may have been talking to Ginger Prime, who is really big on the Final Fantasy. What is the Final Fantasy Online, whatever that is, 14 or whatever. And so I just started looking around. And yesterday I saw that PlayStation 5 has Tower of Fantasy. This is live now. And so I downloaded this and I played it for about an hour. And, you know, I deleted it. I mean, the controls are great. The art style is amazing. It looks like a fucking anime come to life. It's probably the best expression of traditional anime in real time that I've seen. It's gorgeous. And the combat feels good and fluid. But it's just kind of it's just kind of boring after a while. Like I couldn't really vibe with it, right? So I deleted this. But let me tell you what I got into. I got into the beta last night, and I was up till like 2 in the morning playing this. And I will give you, I have 5 codes. I will put them in the chat in just a second. And if you're interested in this, it's going to be on Switch eventually. But right now it's a beta on PC. So you got to have PC. This game, Palia, came to my attention when IGN did a preview of it the other day, and they raved about it. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And the high concept is it's made by some of the guys who left Riot, and it's basically like Animal Crossing, but MMO in a 3D world. And I'm like, all right, let me try that, because they said it's a very cozy game, it's very chill, whatever. It is absolutely... boy, I'll tell you, it's so fun. It is so fun and chill, and it just it's like a balm for your soul. It relaxes you. It is just delightful, and I can't stop playing it, and I can't stop thinking about it. I think this is going to be a very big hit. Honestly, I'll tell you something. If I was Sony, I'd be backing up a money truck. I'd be saying, look, we want this. We want you guys, and we want this. Here's what I'll tell you now. I'll put a code in the chat right now. This is a code that I will benefit. I'm not going to lie to you. That if you sign up from this code, I'll get like a hat. This is what I'll get. I'll get a hat and a plush and a new outfit and a fountain and a glider. So fuck you. But that said, though, here you go. If you want this right now, you can get in on it. I think it's only 5 people. I'm not sure how many. I don't know. Yeah, it says earn exclusive rewards for your first 5 confirmed invites. But I guess anybody who wants it can get it. So there you go. It's up there right there. The gameplay loop is, at least so far, my understanding is there are no battles. There's no combat at all. It's, maybe there will be, but it's exploring. It's some light puzzle solving. It's very Stardew Valley, where you're having to go out and, craft, get materials, to craft home and furniture and seeds to buy to plant food, and you're hunting, and you can do it with friends. You can do it by yourself. Yeah, it's like MMO Stardew Valley. I think Fluffier has it exactly right. I don't know, Alex, if it's a Mac game. I don't imagine right now, but I'm sure it will be. I imagine if they're bringing it to Switch, they're going to bring it to everything. But anyway, I tell you again, I don't play RPGs. MMOs. So I don't know if this is standard or not, but I'll tell you, man, I got to tell you, this game feels like you're living in Disneyland if Disneyland was real, right? So the world, the whole thing just feels so Huga and so cozy and just so peaceful. And then the cool part about it is that you have these characters that are NPCs walking around. Now, I know, like I said, it's not like the first game ever to have NPCs in an MMO, I don't think. Certainly, if you call Fortnite an MMO, you could say they have them. But it feels like the Disneyland characters walking around. You can go up to them, you can form relationships with them that are unique to your character. You can form romances with them, you can do quests with them. And it feels like, besides just the real people walking around, it's like you're in this world. It's really good. It's really addictive. Check it out if you're into such nonsense. Okay, here's some great news. People have been asking, Jaffe, is there going to be a Twisted Metal Season 2? I don't know, but I bet there is now with the news that just dropped before we went live. Twisted Metal sets audience record for Peacock Comedy's earned spot amongst the streamer's top original series. I ain't lying. There's the news story on Deadline right there. Which means if they don't make a sequel, then, and it's not a very expensive show to make, comparatively speaking, I don't know what it would take for them to get to a season 2. Great reviews, great viewings. They've got over what did they say? They have over 400 million viewing minutes in the weekend that it launched. Most people watched at least 3 episodes in binge 3. Some people, they said there were a lot of people who watched all 10 episodes in one fucking sitting. So, this thing joins the ranks of their Fresh Prince of Bel-Air update and Poker Face and something called Based on a True Story. I don't know what that is. Peacock's top 5 original series launched to date. Think about that. There may very well be a sequel. That's the coolest thing, you guys. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for the guys who made the show. I'm excited just for myself. I'm excited for, Mackie, who's an executive producer. I think he's great in this role. It's good stuff. It's really good stuff. Jaffe, when you watch the show, says Rocker Matt, do you see some of the characters as the babies you've created? Of course. Absolutely. I feel very much, I'm very comfortable saying the quality of this show has nothing to do with me. I'm not a writer. I'm not a showmaker. That's all those guys. But what I will tell you, though, is do I see our work in this? Oh, fuck yeah. 100% yeah. You don't need Twisted Metal to tell this story now, at least season 1, but it's pretty fucking cool. And I will also tell you that it's coming to Canada tomorrow. People have been like, hey, man, or they've been more like, I don't know. I'm not going to make fun of the Canadians because they have better health care. But the point is, it's coming tomorrow to you guys as well. So that's exciting. Maybe we'll see a bunch of Sweet Tooth this Halloween. Wouldn't that be something? All right, let's move on. Good news, though. I want to talk about this very, very briefly. Capcom, which is my favorite third-party publisher, may very well be my entire favorite game publisher. People are giving them shit because Street Fighter 6 has Ninja Turtle content, and if you want to unlock everything, you can basically get all 4 of the turtle costumes, and not for fighters. You're not getting fighting moves like in Mortal Kombat. You're getting costumes for your avatar in the World Tour section, which is single player for the most part. It's not like you can actually go and have Chun-Li fight Donatello and it's a whole new character. So you're not really getting a lot, is my point. It'll cost you $100 to ultimately get all that they're selling, which is basically the 4 outfits and a couple of emotes and shit like that. And people are upset about it. AddiePie even says in the chat, he says, that's shitty. That's a shitty move. And I'd like to say, no, it's not. Okay? I know you might want these costumes. Like even that game I was just telling you about, Palia, whatever the fuck you got, Palia. There are some amazing costumes in this game. A lot of them you can earn, but some you have to pay for. And they're charging you per costume. It's like $30-$40 a costume. And it's like, but the game is free. And I understand that Ninja Turtles in Street Fighter or Street Fighter 6 isn't free, of course. But I'm not fuck you, AddiePie. AddiePie says, why defend the companies? I'm not defending the companies. What I'm saying is Capcom has been doing such good work over the last years with the Resident Evil remakes and the Monster Hunters and Street Fighter 6. And they haven't, for the most part, shoved into places where it's not needed microtransactions. Yeah, you can spend a little money if you want to get Resident Evil 4 remake and get the something on the map or find some secrets or whatever, but there's no need. They have been very good about making their single-player games remain true to form and having integrity. Well, if they have to then go off and do this that doesn't even hurt the gameplay, I just wish gamers would settle the fuck down. They don't owe you anything. And it's shitty. It's not even a character that you can run around and fight with outside of your own avatar. But it's $100. Buy it, don't buy it. Your life isn't going to be any worse if you don't. And Capcom gets to live to fight another day. Kyler says, Jaffe, as a gamer player, I would rather have no microtransactions. Sure. So would I. But you know what? You defining yourself as a gamer or a player, I'm assuming part of that is you're a gamer because you love what companies are putting out there to play. And, it ain't getting any cheaper. So if you love Street Fighter 6, you have to at least appreciate this. It's like being pissed at your dad because he works. It's like, well, yeah, but we don't eat if I don't work, or your mom works. Well, we don't eat if I don't work. Yeah, but I want you home to play with me when I'm a little kid. Well, you don't get to have both always. Do you know what I'm saying? AddiePie says that's why I think it's shitty. $15 for a single cosmetic is just greed. It's not greed. It's always greed, and it's never greed. It's business. It's what people are willing to pay. Do you realize that, most of the money these companies make, not Capcom, but like EA and 2K, comes from this recurring shit? It's how it works. It doesn't get me mad, says Water Princess. I just ignored it and played the game. Right? And I think, I could be wrong, Water Princess, but aren't you a Monster Hunter fan? I think you are. But if you're a Monster Hunter fan, you got to be going, this is great. This will allow Monster Hunter or Resident Evil or a new Devil May Cry or whatever to not have to be burdened with all this fucking bullshit microtransaction shit. Okay. It doesn't cost shit to make skins, says Cosmic Bandito. So it probably doesn't cost shit to make French fries either. But you know what? McDonald's will charge you $2.50 for a large pack. Buy them or don't. Joshua J. Singh. Hey, I don't know how to say your name, baby, but I'll tell you what. I appreciate you joining the Diet Set of Soldiers. Hey, you have a yeasty feeling down in your nether regions, not a problem. Dr. Joshua J. Sinky will cure what ails you. Give him a little pickle tickle, you get a 20% off. Tell him Dr. Jaffe sent you, and you'll get 30% off. He's salt of the earth, and he's old. He's old. He's got to get into that taint really close with glasses and stuff because he can't see very well. But once he actually adjusts it doesn't matter. The point is, thank you for joining the Diet Soda Soldiers. That's right, Mutant Mo. Get the blue waffle special. Okay. It does cost to make skins, says Addy Pie. The whole process of 3D modeling and texturing. Yeah, but it's cheaper. It's not as expensive as building a whole character. But, you know, I mean, God, it's almost like people have never... I don't mean it disrespectfully. I really, really don't. But it's almost like... It's almost like you guys have never even run a lemonade stand. I mean, this is business. Despota says consumers voicing their displeasure is how changes happen. That's not true. Remember Star Wars Battlefront, weird take saying people need to calm down. No, that's absolutely not true. Consumers not spending their money is what causes companies to change their ways, right? So you can complain all you want, but they're making money like crazy doing this shit. Look at the news from 2K. They just had their earning call. You know, clearly most people don't care. Speaking up is not going to hurt you. But the main thing is where your money goes. Brett Williams, been a member. Thank you, buddy. You know I appreciate 11 months. He says, Jaffe, I wanted to say keep up the great work as always, you beautiful bastard. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. I will do my very best. And I sure appreciate you being part of our community, sir. Thank you for that. Complaining makes the round, says Matty DeMarco, and influences people not to spend money. Sure, I'm not annoyed by gamers on this because they are not wanting to spend their money. I'm annoyed by it because it seems kind of selfish and disrespectful on the part of the gamer. Because Capcom in the last 5 years has done pretty much nothing but given gamers exactly what they asked for. AAA, amazing video games, left, right, and center. And when they do something like this, which doesn't affect the gameplay, and doesn't affect the joy of playing Street Fighter 6, but it does help them with their bottom line, people just get kind of pissy about it. And I'm like, well, you know, would you rather them, you know, not have this and put microtransactions in everything? You know, this is a game that can sustain microtransactions without hurting anything. Hell, even in this case, even if you go out and buy them all, I don't even have to look at them because I don't think you can take these guys into a ranked battle. I don't think you can have like an actual original character that you've made unless you're doing like just a casual match fighting. I don't even have to look at it probably. You can earn the currency in game, but it takes a long time. It's pretty strict. Bacon Magnet's a different thing. Bacon says the next time you tell us about Saudi Arabia having a stake in video games and how it's wrong because they have anti-LGBT laws, I'm just going to say business is business. It's again, you are correct in that if you are a company and you choose to sell your company to Tencent from China, or you choose to get in bed with the Saudi prince in his initiative to bring about revenue and development in Saudi Arabia, and you're willing to do business with those folks, that's fine. But I make a choice that I'm choosing not to spend my money on that shit. So again, you know, they'll either go out of business because there's a lot of people like me, or they probably won't because most people don't care. Okay. But Combat Carl says Capcom did sneak microtransactions in Resident Evil post-release. Yeah, they did, but remember, they didn't really affect anything. It was like you can spend... I'm trying to remember. I finished that game, loved it, and didn't even think about the microtransactions. I think there's like little secret tchotchkes you can find on a map, and you pay for the map making it easier or certain tchotchkes to unlock. It doesn't really do anything. Again, all I'm saying, fellas, you guys all day long can talk about its noise. Noise only matters if there's a fear on the part of the company that noise will translate into lost sales. That's it. That's it. Jaffe, if Saudis invested or owned stake in FromSoft, would you quit Elden Ring? I don't know. I would really have to sit and have a think about it. I certainly would be torn about, is my own personal joy that I get from this amazing game worth it, that even $1 that I've already spent is going towards a government that I find offensive as fuck. Okay, let's move on, though. It is what it is. Here's something else. Where does this information come from? It comes from, these executives. Stress Zelnick, who runs Take-Two, they had their earnings call yesterday. They're doing overall pretty well. Take-Two lauds recurrent consumer spending, right? They're telling you that's how they make a lot of their fucking money. But the bigger point is, they said that first quarter 2025 is going to bring about a record haul of cash in that quarter, which obviously has everybody thinking that is when Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to launch. And I mean, what else could he be? What else could he be referring to? March, quarter one fiscal is April to March 2025, which means it's probably going to be a holiday release. But even if it's not, it'll be, before the end of March. It says it will deliver new record levels of operating performance next year and beyond. So this thing is about ready to blow up. And they'll probably, is this going to be the thing that convinces people to get themselves a PS5 Pro? Maybe. If I can suddenly play this and it screams on PS5 Pro, and I can play Wolverine the same year and it screams on PS5 Pro, yeah, you goddamn right I'm going to do it. You goddamn right. But yeah, this is the news that came out, so, keep your ear to the ground. The other thing on GTA, did I see the, Fluffier says, did I see the GTA leaks? I saw the ones a while ago. Yeah, I absolutely did. And I watched them, but I don't think there's new leaks, are there? But I thought they looked fine. Hang on, who is that? Oh, okay. I thought they looked fine, GTA 5 released more than 10 years ago, still has 150K players. Oh, yeah, it's insane, ultra awesome. It's absolutely insane. But anyway, this is something else I want to show you. We did this on our show already, but now they've brought it to PC Grand Theft Auto 5. I'm not going to show you the whole thing, but I just want to tell you how cool this is. I'm telling you guys, this is the shit. This is basically what they've done is they've used ChatGPT. They've gone in. They've made a mod that lets the characters, you talk to the characters, and they speak with AI. Right? You've seen it. I'll just show you one little bit of it. Let me, whoever you talk to, there's like 25 they've got set up. And I want to say they also have the characters, they have a little bit of personality based on which character you go up to. So check this out. So he's going to go up to this cop right here. So you use your microphone to talk. There's still that delay as the AI has to has to adjust, but
Hey, what's your name?
So that's the real guy talking.
Oh. You can call me Sparkplug, honey. I'm the brightest star in this police department.
I think I haven't seen you before. Are you a new recruit?
Well, looks like someone's got a keen eye for fresh faces. Guilty as charged, Officer Newbie reporting for duty. Ready to bring some sparkle to the city?
I think we have to be very professional about our job, right?
Professional? Of course, darling. We're the epitome of professionalism. But who says we can't have a little fun while we're at it? Let's show this town what a dynamic duo we are.
Okay, so the thing that I think, oh my boy. This is soulless. The delay sucks. It's that Louis C.K. Bit about, you non-contributing zero. This is brand new. This is brand new. Now, extrapolate, my friends. Extrapolate and go, a writer will get a hold of this and go, okay, I'm going to write backstories for all these NPCs. Okay, so this cop, Rafizzle, you're on my last fucking nerve, bitch. It is new. I don't mean it's new like you've never seen anything like it. It's new regarding being in GTA as a mod. Okay, but yes, we played it a month or two ago on Unreal Engine. Okay, the point, I can't even with you guys. People laying it, you don't even understand. I hate to be a dick, you don't understand. Imagine being a writer on a team and going, I want to make all these characters and give them backstories, and then they let you loose, and suddenly it's like, she's like, you can talk her into becoming a corrupt cop, right? You can talk somebody else into, it's like, hey, look, man, I'm worried about this one NPC over here. Let's go take him out together or whatever. That shit begins to create the Matrix. And the fact that you don't want that, to me, suggests, yes, you do need AI for that. Jesus Christ. His name is literally Jesus Christ. Yeah, Return says, never show gamers anything in development. Just wait till it's ready. It's probably true. I have decades of looking at stuff early, and I can project. Maybe some of you guys just can't. It's not done yet. Okay? But you do need AI for this. Because otherwise, we all go up to this character, and everything we say, she's going to have 5 or 6 or 7 at best canned responses. And then you're like, okay, it feels like you're just like going up to a character, and instead of actually engaging with them, you're going, let me have her say this. Okay, now I need to ask about this. Now I need to ask about this. Okay, great. Now I can go to my next mission. It feels like a mechanic. This feels real. Feels real. Yeah, it's procedurally generated. I agree, Boba Fett, 100%. Is the dialogue created in real time, says Andrew. Yes, that's the thing. That's the thing. The dialogue is created in real time, and then there are parameters that writers can come in and tweak it so they're not just saying anything. They're saying things that character would say. The Rusted Rabbit says, imagine the AI makes its own story missions. That would be wild. Yes, and that will be happening. That will be happening. It's exceptional. It is Westworld. It is The Matrix. To say this does nothing for you, I just don't know what to tell you. Let's move on before I get too angry. What I will say is going to be the challenge here, though, of course, is having this sort of stuff.
We can communicate.
And making it so the game still keeps the pacing working. Because you could see people being like, I'll just talk to this AI all day long. And it's like, they're not games made by robots, Jesus Christ. God, do you lack vision? How do you lack, to have as little vision as you do, Jesus? I don't know how you get up and pee at night, because you can't even project ahead to go, I gotta pee. You probably just piss all over yourself in the bed. Jesus, it doesn't require too much hardware power. You're seeing it right here. Anyway, okay. Papa Jaffe says, Water, the problem is you focus on the negative comments. They're jerking off. Oh, I don't really care. Look, this is the future. It doesn't really matter to me whether or not you believe it or not, because it's coming. It's coming because it's lucrative, it's cheaper, but more importantly, it's what the consumer is going to want. It's what they're going to want. All right, let's move on, though. Enough shenanigans. Let's get serious and talk about Starfield. I was on Sacred Symbols Plus yesterday with Colin Moriarty and Gene Park. and we were talking. I don't think it made it into the cut because we were just kind of talking at the end. And I said, well, have you guys, I know Colin wouldn't, but I said to Gene, I said, have you gotten your review code yet? Because it is weird that it's this massive game and we are less than a month from it shipping. And it's bizarre that reviewers don't even have a copy of the fucking game yet. And Gene said, no, I don't have mine yet. My understanding is we're getting them next week or any day now, right? So, okay. But the topic of this chat today is we are getting mixed signals. There are things Xbox is saying that make you think this is going to be awesome. And there are things they're saying and doing that make you think, oh shit, this is not going to be so good. Let me get to Rex Colt. What are you, Rick? I'm going to stop. I'm going to avoid the chat in a second because I want to get through the story. But Rex Colt says Jaffe has never played any Bethesda game. Why is he excited? Fuck you, bitch. I played Skyrim. I played Oblivion, and what was that one? The one that launched on 360. I played Redfall, probably longer than you have. I played all of Harvey Smith's games. Go suck a bag of dicks, bitch. Anyway, listen. Hello, Black Lightning. But this was weird. Okay, there's no marketing yet. I understand maybe marketing will start this week, but I haven't seen any real marketing. That isn't a weird sign. I like Redfall, Addy Pie. I can't look at the chat. I cannot look at the chat. Not right now. I got to get better at this job, fellas. I got to get better at the job. This is hard. This is high wire acting. I'm telling you it is. Because I don't have co-hosts to bounce off. Look at me giving you my problems. I don't have co-hosts to bounce off, and I got the chat right there. It is. I'd love to get like a sex worker who's a gamer. Goddamn right. So I'm going to try to get through this. But what I'll tell you, though, is, yeah, I thought Redfall had a lot of potential, and I hope they can turn it around, but they probably won't. Brett Moore is a member for 17 months. The Cult of Calypso says, look at the chat. Fuck you, motherfucker. I appreciate your support, though. Thank you, buddy. So anyway, Starfield. So they're saying, hey, we don't have reviews yet. We don't have marketing yet, and we're not going to have it on the floor at Gamescom. Not being on the floor at Gamescom kind of sort of makes sense. No review code, no marketing. It's a little weird. But then they today announced that their deal where you get Xbox Game Pass for $1. This is why I think they have a winner on their hands, and I think they know they do, because they're now saying, look, you used to be able to get $1 for a month of Game Pass. Today they changed it. They weren't really fanfare about it, but they basically said the trial length has been cut in half right before Starfield. Okay, so now you get 2 weeks and then it runs out. Okay, it's just for 14 days, right? Here's why I think that is actually good news for Starfield, because if you're Xbox and you know this is a stinker that's only going to get people to subscribe because they're curious or it's been hyped, you want to make sure they can stay in the ecosystem as long as possible after they realize this is shit. So maybe they'll find something in there, whether it's Forza or Halo Infinite or a bunch of new third-party games that will make them say, okay, Starfield shat the bed, but these are pretty fucking good. Here's month number 2. That's why I think the signals are mixed. Gamescom didn't worry me so much, but it is a little weird that we're less than a month away from one of the most important games of this company, Xbox's life. And no one's played it in the press. They've gotten an hour and a half hands-off deep dive. Big deal. We all saw that. It looked great, but so what if you're into it? So I don't know. I'm very curious, but I am looking forward to it. I think it looks great. Yeah, Water Princess says Liza P is coming, which Liza P is excellent. It's excellent. Water Princess says, I've seen Starfield commercials on YouTube. I kind of mean bigger than that, but when did you see those commercials? Have they just started, or it's been a while? Like they've been running for a while? I haven't seen them. Bacon Magma, thank you, buddy, has been a member for 7 months. Diet Soda Soldiers, thank you, sir. He says, Jaffe, thoughts on AI delivery robots getting vandalized in L.A.? Are citizens sending a message to ending AI replacing jobs, or is it normal? I think it's normal behavior. People vandalize shit and steal shit all the fucking time. I'm surprised it hasn't happened more and sooner. Look, AI is a nightmare if we don't meet it with social programs to allow the people who are going to be displaced, which is a lot of us, because of it, with some kind of universal base income and more social safety nets. You can't have it both ways. So I understand the fear around it, but no, I think the vandalism is just people. That's all. You put something out there and you can steal it. People will steal it, sadly, but it's the way of the world. But thank you for being a member, buddy. I appreciate it. Okay. I think, says Returns, Microsoft should not give out Starfield review codes at all. Media clearly doesn't favor them. Market directly to the consumer, control the message. Well, I understand your point, and they don't really need it, right? I mean, it's going to be fucking free anyway, right? So if you have Game Pass, right, quote free, you know what I'm saying? And so whether, look, we all, not we all, but a lot of us played Redfall even though we knew the reviews were shit. And some of us liked it, most of us didn't, okay? I don't think people aren't going to play Starfield because you wake up when the embargo lifts and you go, oh, it's sitting at a 68 Metacritic, right? So I don't think it really matters. But it's, I don't know, I don't know. Maybe there's, I guess there is a world in which the game is Game of the Year contender and they want to hide it until the very last second because ... But I don't know what that would be, right? If you knew it was Game of the Year, you'd want to get this out and embargo the review, but let the press know if they want to talk about impressions, they can. But we'll see. Let's talk about Sony for a little bit. Yeah, Basecat, one of the things I'm going on, he says Baldur's Gate's already Game of the Year, poor Zelda. Look, one of the things I'm going to talk on Ginger Prime's show tomorrow is about Game of the Year. And again, Game of the Year is kind of a stupid thing for the most part, but I know what people are talking about. But I will tell you, I have never seen a year like this in my fucking life. And I've been a gamer since 1974, and I've been in the industry for 20-something years, and then I've been doing this for 4 years. I have never seen the level of innovation and quality that has been dropping in 2023. This is something, maybe it's because the pandemic, maybe there was something in that where people were locked inside and they maybe working from home was better. I don't fucking know. But it's insane. If you look at Baldur's Gate, if you look at Resident Evil Remake, if you look at Dead Space, if you look at Tears of the Kingdom, if you look at, like I said, this game, Palia, which, mark my words, this will be in the conversation for Game of the Year. It is insane. It is absolutely insane. Okay. Right. T. Harris says Horizon Forbidden West, the clouds that you could, right, there you go. Jay Styles says, I saw that we have been missing out on you in Last Stand Media content because you missed an email. Well, I did miss an email, but ultimately, I honestly, like I've said before, I thought I pissed those guys off because of the whole Lord Cognito thing. But I was on Sacred Symbols Plus yesterday, and I'll be on Constellations tomorrow. It's always fun chatting with those guys. Vin Sins says, definitely games were pushed out during the pandemic. It could be that. It could be that all these games were just kind of sitting there. And Hi-Fi Rush. That's right, Water Princess. It could just be that. And then Starfield. All these games are just sitting there because they couldn't quite get them finished. And now they're all just like boom, 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 boom. All right. Let's talk about Sony for a moment. Let's talk about Sony. This is interesting. So Sony did their earnings call all good. Games selling great. You know, they didn't make as much money, but there's other reasons. But, you know, whatever. It's all rosy for most of these companies, including Sony, okay? I did, Solid Python. Jaffe, did you see Starfield announced they're going to have a exclusive dev Q&A in a week? Correct. So if you, just so you know, he's talking about, if you go over there and sign up to what their fan club is, Discord, whatever, there will be it'll be reported all over. So if you miss it, it's not a big deal. But and I'll probably stream it if I can. But the developers will be doing Q&A with fans. That's next week. No, it's not beer, Addy Pie. It's sparkling plain water from Trader Joe's, man. Mr. K says, Jaffe, remind everybody to like the video. Yeah, we're about to talk about Sony in a second. But like the goddamn video. I shouldn't have to tell you. If you've been watching this show for a while and you ain't liked the video yet, what, you got rocks in your head? Is that what's going on? If you haven't subscribed, if you haven't pushed the notification bell, if you haven't seriously considered taking some money from your mama's nightstand where her clients leave it before they disappear into the night at 3 a.m. to procure yourself a goddamn Gabbin' and Games membership, what the hell's wrong with you? What the hell's broken in your brain? That's what I'd like to know. But certainly you can at least give us a like, you sons of bitches. Okay, look. Can I drink alcohol on YouTube streams? I don't know. I don't really like alcohol though. You know, Admiral says my mom doesn't make that much money. Well, you know, she's gotta be consistent. You gotta, you know. Okay. Listen. Shinzo says, Jaffe, what color is your bra? I don't know, whatever color it was when I came in your mom's mouth last night, and she also had some vodka and some rum, and then she kind of spit it all up all over me when she came. Whatever that color is all over my bra. Okay. Yeah. Zack says my mom works hard for that money. Fine. Give it to your mom, you fucking savage. Listen, Sony has internally delayed some of its 2023 first-party titles. Now, this is kind of interesting. They had their earnings call, and, you know, whatever. It's interesting, semi-interesting, whatever. But one of the reasons that they are saying that their forecast from April remains unchanged is because one of the negatives is that there have been impacts from changes in launch dates of a portion of first-party titles. And they were saying, I believe, April, that they would have a certain projection that would take them into the end of the 2025, March 31st, right? So then you got to think about, what are these fucking games? It's certainly not Spider-Man. You know, it could be, some people, I think I saw on IGN, they were speculating that it could be what was called Factions, The Last of Us multiplayer. But think about that. Think about that if that is one of the things that they were ready to launch that fucking game in this soon, meaning it was close, and then Bungie gets on board and says no, right? Think about that. Think about how far along it must have been and how compelling Bungie's criticisms of their business model of that game, certainly not the game. I can't imagine. But can you imagine how far along that must have been for it to be a title that they're going to take a financial hit for putting it on the back burner? Kevin says, who fucking cares about Factions? I'm not saying you care or not. But as it relates to this topic, you have to question, what games are they talking about? People in the chat are saying Stellar Blade. I know that. I mean, that's an exclusive, right? It's not made by Sony, but it's an exclusive, right? I take what Bungie is interesting. The chat Rolls says, I take what Bungie says with a grain of salt. Addy Pie says, because Bungie knows their shit. Yeah, who the fuck knows? I don't know. But I just think it's interesting. Some people have also speculated that Jade Raymond's game was supposed to hit this year. I don't believe that. That would be way too fucking soon. But Stellar Blade, Stellar Blade's weird though. Even though it's an exclusive, it seems very niche-y to me. It's like a Bayonetta kind of thing, right? It doesn't seem like Sony was going to bet the farm on a lot of ducats coming in from that. It's a very core gamer game. So I wonder what else it could have been. It may not be first party solid, but it may have been it's exclusive though. Helldivers, right? Somebody else, Brett Moore says, isn't Helldivers slated? It is. Maybe they're going to announce that Helldivers has moved out. So it's interesting to speculate. We don't know. Certainly not Wolverine. Somebody said Wolverine's not going to get pushed. I think Wolverine is going to be either a year from now or... Let me just tell you this. I spoke to a buddy of mine over at Insomniac. I'm not going to tell you who it is. I even said to him, I said, look, I wouldn't put Wolverine out as a holiday title. If Wolverine is ready to go Christmas, October 2024, I would not put it out during the holiday season. It'll get slammed. Wolverine is not Spider-Man. Spider-Man has had years to make movies. I know he's been in the X-Men. I know kids know Wolverine. I'm not saying Wolverine is Iron Man before the movie came out. But I think you're going to want to have a clearer road where you can put out for what a lot of people is a new IP who they've heard of Wolverine, but they're not really into Wolverine, or they're like, oh yeah, that's that guy, whatever. I hope they don't put it out at Christmas, but we'll see. But yeah, interesting. I'm looking forward to it. You know, when I saw Mutant Mo says a good Wolverine game can be a blast. Yeah, I played a little bit of the God of War Devil May Cry Wolverine. I forget what they called it. It wasn't Origins, was it? But it was a very beloved game that has now kind of become sort of a cult classic. And I was reading an article yesterday about, 10 game mechanics that people have forgotten about. And this wasn't really a game mechanic, but it was cool the way they expressed it. I don't remember this, but yes, exactly. Jay Styles says the one where his skin would tear off as he got hurt, right? So he would lose his skin when he got beaten up and shot and ripped apart, and you would see bone, and you would see tendons and shit. But because he has his healing factor, over time, it would begin to heal. And you'd see it in real time. So you wouldn't really need a life bar or anything. And I'm like, oh my God, that's so cool. And now I'm thinking, oh, Insomniac, I hope to God they're doing that. I hope to fucking God they're doing that. Okay. Oh, I know it came out a long time ago. But anyway, all right, now listen to this. Let's talk about Sony. Let's stay on the Sony bandwagon for a little bit. Return says Destiny's not doing so well. Why is Sony listening to Bungie? Why? Because they are one of the very few companies that are making shit tons of money with service-based games. And Sony's never been successful with service-based games for the most part. You could include, MLB certainly has been successful for them in that way. But on the whole, though, Bungie, that's one of the reasons they said they bought Bungie. Because there's a lot they can bring to their teams. I get that right now Destiny 2 is in a bad way. But most people look at Destiny 2 on the whole and say it was a phenomenal game. But I understand just because you hate it now, though, doesn't take away all the years that they've learned. Let me get some of these member chats, and then we're going to get to another story about Sony. Trey Trimble, my good buddy Trey Trimble, somebody said at the beginning of this chat, he said... he says, I wonder how long Jaffe takes to make the bumpers. And he was talking about this stuff, right? Are you out of your mind? I don't make this stuff. The best I could contribute is, hey, here's candy I eat and shove in my pie hole. Hang on, watch this. I have a custom thing now. Message. Look at that. This is all Trey Trimble. Trey Trimble has done all of these. He did it for Jaffe Mania. He did it for the Halloween show. please go over and support Good Sir Trey Trimble on his Instagram. He does some of the coolest shit. The one problem with supporting this guy, though, hell, I'll just show you before we get to this Sony news. I don't care. Nobody can tell me what to do. Fuck you, Mr. K. He says the bumper's the most professional. Fuck you of the show. I will kill you. Look at this, though. Trey Trimble, Instagram. Here's the problem with Trey Trimble. I'm not even fucking with you. What he does is he does a lot of great renders. A lot of them are very retro. They're very beautiful. You're seeing some of it here, right? But what he does that's a nightmare is he will make soda products that don't exist that I want them to exist so badly. Look at this. Tropical Court iced tea, Ace Tea. That doesn't exist. You can't get that in the real world. Fuck you, Addy Pie. I'll get to it. I'm doing this right now. This shit's amazing. Look at that. Maxell video. Phineas and Ferb Summer Vacation Punch. How could you not want to drink that? How could you not want to drink that? But you can't. But you can't. He had one in here that's like a donut. Oh, look at that tie. It's disgusting. He had one in here that's like a donut drink. And I was like, oh, shit, man, that looks good. Where is it? Where is it? He's got, Shell Tabasco. Come on now. Hang on. Oh, hey, Trey, if I send you this one, can you give me a print of this, but I have my dog on it? I would love that so much. Trey's going to send me a print. And I wanted one, but I want this one. I want this one that has my dog on it. I think that would be the coolest thing. But anyway, where is I want to move on with the stream, guys. I'm sorry to derail, but I want to show you. Look, pepperoni pop. Come on. Now and later. Fuck you for teasing the world with this, Trey Trimble. You're going to go burn in hell. All right, let's move on to the Sony news. Look at this. Look at this. Ryan McCaffrey, who's the executive editor over at IGN. He's a big dude. I don't mean big dude, but he's IGN's the biggest game site out there. And this is the executive editor, and he tweets this out. And I don't think he's wrong. But here's what he says. He says, I massively regret the $600 I spent on PSVR2. I love great VR experiences, he continues, and I was so excited that Sony was doubling down with a truly powerful second-gen headset, but they burned me. There are no games. It already feels dated. Look at the layer of dust. And then our very own buddy, Gene Park, confirmed it. Gene says, mine looks the same plus cat hair. And then there's a bunch of people, no, there are games. Look at all these games coming. He's not being literal when he says there are no games. He fucking runs IGN's news department. The guy is aware that there are games coming for it. You can't take him literal in that sense. He assumes you're smart enough to understand he's making a point. Yes, there are games coming. But ultimately, what he really means clearly is that there's nothing on the horizon that Sony has shown that makes people who own this that aren't just hardcore fanboys super excited. Okay? And I'm fucking sorry. Look, I use VR almost every day. And I use it for, but I don't use it for games. I use it for, believe it or not, I work out. I use it for my workout. But it has not been VR. I remain a fan of, but it has not been a viable competitor. As cool as it is, it has not been a viable thing to pull people away. Even the Quest, which solved all the problems we thought there were going to be. You don't have to hook it up to anything. It's light. It has hand tracking now. It's just not worth it because the games themselves, after the immersion wears off, it leaves you going, why spend my time on this? So And I look, friend of the show, Max Ankar, the effects legend of God of War, is with the VR company now. They're releasing a great shooter coming out in the next couple of months. I'm not saying there will not be great games for this. I'm just saying that, again, Sony does this, though. Sony releases shit, and I don't even understand it. Back in the day, there was an Onion article, if you remember, about Sony launching a new product, and it was obviously the Onion, and it was like a reporter, and he's like, here's another stupid piece of shit that doesn't really work that nobody wants from Sony. People are lining up around the block to get it. It's like they have a history of releasing shit that is like the nerdy scientists and engineers lose their shit over it. But they don't seem to stop and think, okay, but why would anybody want this fucking thing? VR porn exists. Astro Cyborg, that's the funniest thing. Because everybody says, oh, well, porn is the thing. I want you to think about this. Everybody rightly so attributes pornography to being what drives a lot of adoption of technology. We saw it in VHS, we saw it in Blu-ray and DVD, we saw it in PCs, the internet, all of that shit, okay? VR porn will blow your fucking mind. It is amazing. And don't even get me started. I'm too nervous to do it. It's uncomfortable to me, okay? But you can go see cam girls, I've talked about this before, on VR, okay? It's so weird that I would, even if I ever use cam girls, but I don't, I wouldn't want to do it because it's like they're right fucking there with you. And it's just too bizarre. It's crazy. But so don't say that, oh, they just need VR porn. They have the best VR porn. They have the best porn you can get anywhere. And it still not makes a difference. That's all I'm saying. Prove what? Go use it. I mean, the only time I've ever paid a cam girl was when I got Phil Spencer a cam girl. But short of that, I just think it's too uncomfortable for me. Like I barely like, let me explain to you why I don't use cam girls. I'm not judging it. Nothing wrong with cam girls. What I'm saying is it's uncomfortable for me. Okay. Because even that game I was telling you about, Palia, I don't want to talk to anybody I don't already know. It makes me uncomfortable to talk to people, not like this, but like digitally like that. It's like, it's weird, right? And that's just a video game. Now take it to the sexual level. I don't want to be talking to these fucking women. No. It's uncomfortable. So I'm not shaming it. I'm just saying it's not for me. Listen to this. Let me get some of these wonderful members. Thank you guys very, very much. Vitaphone has been a member for 21 cock-a-doodie goddamn months. Think about that. I highly doubt, he says, Naughty Dog was going to just put out a Redfall. I think Sony's expectations, Bungie's going to crank out Destiny is a bad bet. Marathon equals the acid test. Wait, I think Sony's expectations that Bungie is going to crank out another Destiny is a bad bet. I don't even think Marathon being a massive success or failure matters as much as them bringing their tech and their understanding to service-based core video games matters. Because that's, they're making 10 of these fucking things, probably more. Marathon can shit the bed. They've probably budgeted for 7 or 8 of them to shit the bed, one of them to be a nice hit, and hopefully one of them is a really big hit. It doesn't have to be Marathon. But I think any of those games that are going to have a chance are going to have to go through the Bungie filter, and they'll be better for it. Okay. Mr. K says, Colin Moriarty says he has it on good authority that there's another PS showcase at the end of the year. Have you heard anything? I have not. No. That would be cool. But we're going to talk about, we're going to stay with Sony for a while. There's some Sony news and it relates to that. I'll get to that. Let me get Vitaphone real quick. Vitaphone, thank you for the super chat. He says, I told you from before the launch, it seemed pretty clear Sony was sending this tech out to die. Another example of Sony no support production. I agree. I was saying the same thing and people were getting mad at me. And I'm like, guys, I love VR. I held up my PS VR1. I held up my Quest 1 and 2. I held up my Oculus S. I'm in. I've spent money. I'm into the platforms. But anyone, even biased towards the tech like me, could look at it and go, nothing they're announcing as games makes any fucking sense that anyone's going to want to spend $600 just to play a POV Horizon for a little bit. What are you talking about? All right. But thank you for that super chat, buddy. I appreciate it. Listen. Yeah, PlayStation Q. Come on. Come on, man. What are they thinking with that? That sounds so stupid. But I was thinking about this, though. If you know, PR is selling faster than they can make them almost. They got a great end of the year coming up. All right. Thank you, Trey Trimble. Good to see you, buddy. If you get yourself a PS5 for Christmas, Ravno says, Jaffe, why is PS5 on sale everywhere? Are sales stagnant? My understanding is they've actually dropped the price for a couple of weeks. I don't understand what that's about. But I don't know if that's a sale or if that's like a, here, I'll put it in the old computer here. I wonder if this is what you're seeing. PS5 price, decrease. I'm not sure why. It says, PS5 price cut coming soon for a limited time. Brett Moore says, I think they're trying to dump the old model, making room for the Slim. Yeah, but they're not even going to, that hasn't even been announced yet. So maybe it's going to be like, it's available now. But yeah, it says the PS5 will get cheaper in the US a little bit. This is coming from GameSpot. It's going to go from $500 to $450. So maybe that's what you're seeing. I'm not sure. But think about this though. I want you to see what's coming over the holidays. This is a pretty great lineup. Granted, it's not all exclusive, but you know, it's pretty good. You know, a lot of times I forget how good this Christmas is going to be for PlayStation owners, even if that's all you play on. Listen to this. We got this comes out next week. I hear it's very, very good. I hear the story is the dialogue's a little cringe, but it's really fucking good. Immortals of Avium. They basically say it's Call of Duty with magic. I am very excited for this. That's coming out in a couple days. Fires of Rubicon Armored Core. It's a core title, but it looks amazing. I don't know if I'll play it because it might be too hardcore for me, but everything that I know it's not exclusive. Oh my God. I know it's not exclusive. I'm saying don't you ever remember being a kid? Don't you ever remember being an adult and only having one system? Right? Yeah, you might want to play Starfield. I get it. But you're going to have a great fucking year of new games left. That's all I'm saying. I don't care if it's exclusive. Jesus fucking Christ. I know. Fuck you, Sousa. I have not seen a single person aside from Jaffe who thinks Immortals looks fun. Wait and see next week, bitch. I've read all the previews. I've watched a bunch of videos. The journalists who play it have said nothing but great things about how well it plays. And saying the story is kind of dumb, but it's really fucking fun. So, you know, Rubicon, whatever. Like I said, if I can finish Elden Ring, maybe. Immortals is single player, yes. This is not for you guys, I understand. Although I will tell you that the story is really good. I played the demo of Goodbye Volcano High. That's not going to move anybody's needle. I get it for the most part. Okay. Sea of Stars, again, day one Game Pass, day one PS Plus. It looks great. It looks fucking great. If you're into these kind of games, right? I'm looking very much forward to this one. Baldur's Gate 3, you're going to get that only on PlayStation if you only game on console. And apparently it works great with the controller from what I've read over the weekend. The Crew, I don't really give a fuck about this. I guess if you're into this, great. Mortal Kombat 1, come on now. Eternites, I think this looks pretty cool. I don't know if it's going to be a good game that I want to play, but I like the idea. But this is a niche thing. New Assassin's Creed, Alan Wake 2, very excited for that. And, of course, Spider-Man 2. Yakuza's not for me, but a lot of people love it. And then, Avatar does look better and better with everything they release, as much as I fucking hate it. So I will get to the comments. I will. I'm not ignoring you guys, but I want to let you know, though, that this is a pretty good fucking lineup, man. And then they announced today their lineup of August PS Plus games. This is a hell of a month. This is a hell of a fucking month. Sea of Stars comes out end of the month. It's, quote, free as long as you're extra and premium. Moving Out 2, which I want to play. It's got online co-op now. Looking forward to it. I hear this is a good expansion, but I can't speak to Destiny. So, do with that what you will. Lost Judgment, people love. Destroy All Humans 2, Reprobed, haven't played, but I played the first one, which I loved. I didn't care for this. 2 Point Hospital. Source of Madness is a Metroidvania roguelike kind of thing. Lovecraftian inspired. I don't know what it is, but that could be cool. Cursed to Golf is already a classic. I'm going to show you this at the end of the show. Dreams is free now if you are a Plus member. We're going to talk about that because they just dropped their last game for it, and it's absolutely fantastic. This is for people like P Turtle, PJ Masks, so he can play with his girlfriend. Another one for P Turtle's girlfriend, Hotel Transylvania. Lawnmower Simulator, come on. I mean, this is pretty fucking good. Spellforce 3, I don't know what the fuck that is. Great Fighter, Midnight Fight Express, not Fighter, Brawler. And then you've got Medieval Resurrection coming, Pursuit Force Extreme Justice. Thought that was already out. And Ape Escape on the Loose. Think about that. I want you to think about that. Again, you guys know I love my Game Pass. You know I love my Xbox, but I imagine it would be so exciting to be a kid this Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever your birthday, whatever you get gifts for. And you get yourself a shiny new PS5. There's so much cool shit coming, man. And there's so much great shit to play. It excites me because I think back to being a kid and going, oh my God, I would lose my shit. Especially with all these fucking, quote, free games that are really fucking really good. Look at this. I don't know if you saw this. PS Plus Premium, by the way, that is the one that I have, the top of the line. Come on, because I only go for the best. You can tell by my shirts. Where are you going? Work. Okay, I love you, baby. Have fun. I can tell you that I was very surprised to find that out of all three tiers, extra, basic, and premium has the largest share of user base. So most people who subscribe to PS Plus go top tier. And it's pretty fucking good. And I saw yesterday that they're also now starting to stream PS5 games in beta. I don't really know why there has to be a beta. What's different about streaming a PS5 game than a 4 game? But then imagine that. If you can stream good, well, and I can, you get PS Plus Premium. Now you can play God of War Ragnarok, which I didn't care for. I thought it was brilliant, but I didn't care for. You can play Ratchet and Clank. You can play Returnal. I just don't know what to tell you. Maybe it's because I think back to being a kid, and I had to save and scrape. I remember mowing lawns to make enough money to get Donkey Kong, the fucking terrible 2600 Atari. And it also has PS5 4K. That's right, I'll stream 4K. It was like one game. And now I'm like, I can't imagine what that must be like to be a kid now and getting this shit. The Volcano High demo says Jesus is so bad. That takes balls to admit I liked it. No, it doesn't take balls. I'm just not a coward that needs people to approve what I like before I say it. I thought it was a great demo for a visual novel. And I'll tell you right now, what I really liked about it was that it was really well written, because at least the demo is about this high school. I'm just going to call them kids. Obviously, they're pterodactyls and weird creatures, but they're teenagers. And he or she, I don't remember, wanted to be in a band with his friends. And they had a band, and he was really into it and serious. But when graduation approached, everybody started like going, well, I'm going to go to college. Oh, I'm going to go work over here with my boyfriend. And what he had thought he had in his hand was this group of friends that was going to go out on the road and be the next great rock and roll band. And suddenly all these, like, you know, the dreams of everyone else were like, oh, that was just fun high school dreaming. I have to go into the real world. And he was like, that wasn't a high school dream to me. That's my passion. That's my vision. That's what I want. It's a cool, deep, interesting story that I think a lot of people can relate to. So I absolutely am interested, but I'm not an idiot. I'm not suggesting it'll move the goddamn needle. But anyway, PlayStation's got a good thing going this Christmas. Before we get to the chat, I know you guys want to talk to me about some of the stuff that's happening at Bethesda, which I haven't heard about, so I'll be learning from you guys. I'll just tell you real quick the top 10 downloads on PS5. Are you ready? MLB The Show. We're starting at the bottom, going to the top, just like my success. MLB The Show, Hogwarts Legacy, Mortal Kombat 11, Rainbow Six Siege. Wow. Diablo 4, NBA 2K23, Final Fantasy 16, sorry. Super Mario Kart 8, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Remnant 2, and then at the very tippy top, as always, both in Europe and in America, in Canada, Grand Theft Auto 5. Yeah, Bill Bones says MLB The Show is a nice success story for Sony San Diego. Yeah, it's always been a big success. But the fact that it's been released for a while and still in the top 10, insane. The fact that Mario Kart is on this list, it's not even on PlayStation, and it's still selling great on PlayStation. That's how crazy the sales of that game are. All right, before we get into some Gran Turismo movie news, I do want to see what you guys are talking about. So Magnum says, what fake outrage at Bethesda are ponies pushing? I don't know. What are you talking about? What should I Google right now? And I will, learn what you guys think is worth discussing. So I'll type in Bethesda, and then what else? Bethesda, what am I supposed to type? Okay, well, you guys let me know. I'll move on, and I'll come back to this, but I have no idea. Okay, Addy Pie says, type in Bethesda trans employee. Trans employee. All right, let's see what comes up. Let's see what the old computer creates. Am I a furry? No, I'm not. I mean, I would dress up if she wanted me to for fun, but it's nothing that I find necessary to enjoy myself. Okay, July. This is from July. Is that what I should be looking at? Okay, so here we go. The only thing that's recent is from July 11th of this year. So let's see. Former Elder Scroll... Oh, God. Okay, continue. Dismiss. Former Elder Scroll dev says he was, quote, forced to resign after coming out as transgender. In a Reddit thread, former employee Leona highlighted a 4-hour-long video, I ain't watching that, where she delves into accusations that she was singled out from the dev team by her manager and progressively pushed out of the company in 2021-2022. My career at ZeniMax ended when HR at Bethesda's corporate office used my upcoming gender-affirming surgery as leverage to force me to resign and release the company from any discrimination. This was in retaliation for raising concerns over how my manager had been treating me unfairly. She said she worked, this is by the way from dotesports.com. She said she worked with ZeniMax without issues for 3 years, but that the behavior of her manager changed after she came out as transgender. Yeah, it sounds terrible. If what she's saying is true, it sounds awful. And I hope if it is true that they run her manager out of town on a rail and she makes a lot of money off the lawsuit, because that's no bueno. And I hope that that's also, more importantly, not chronic throughout the company. There are audio sessions of HR sessions, Ravno says. Are they pretty compelling? Like, does it make it sound like she's got a pot to piss in? I don't think, I mean, Bethesda doesn't have to be trash eternity. You know, I imagine even the most progressive companies have people there that have really stupid opinions. But if it's actually affecting someone's life, that's something. And the idea, I'm not going to get into a big, you know, it shouldn't even be politics. It's mental health. So I'll mention it, but I'm not going to make a big deal out of it right now, because that's not what the show's about. But if you ever want to talk about this stuff from my perspective, we can always do a shoot the shit show. But obviously, it goes without saying, I support trans folks. Trans rights are human rights. Protect trans kids. And frankly, if you are going to your company and you don't expect gender transition insurance, then they better not be offering any mental health insurance. Because I just want you to imagine, the way it was best explained to me, imagine being born with a body part that doesn't feel like yours. I can't imagine the mental harm that just not feeling like your own self must be like, and then throwing yourself into a world that mostly doesn't bother to really understand you, that gets politicized from idiots like Ron DeSantis, that lo and behold, his campaign's in the shitter, because nobody wants that for the most part. They don't want his bullshit. But anyway, it's a different topic. All right. But yeah, thank you for bringing it to my attention. That's really shitty. I will watch this story. I will scrub through the video to find the audio of the HR messages and see what happens. It's a little tricky though, because I don't know if you're allowed to record HR, but I'm sure it depends what state you're in. Depends on what state you're in. I'm thinking, yes, I know, Returns, you're hearing one side of the story. Right. Which is why I've said, if it turns out what she said is correct and she has a pot to piss in, that's what the if is, right? That's what the if is. I'm not saying she's right. I don't know, but all I have is her side right now. So we'll see. We'll see where it goes. But it's unfortunate and it's sad. People need to be kind to other people. I don't even know why people care so much about it. Give a fuck? I don't give a fuck. Go be happy. And if you can't, don't let anybody get in the way of what you need to do to be happy. What you may not make you happy, though, or maybe it will, is seeing the Gran Turismo movie. This was in the shitter earlier today, but it's worked itself up to a 62 on the Rotten Tomatoes score, which is good. I'm excited. I'm not gonna see it in the theater, but I will absolutely see it when it streams. But the reviews have been all over the place, though. They've been kind of saying the biggest criticism is that, when David Harbour or Orlando Bloom are not on screen, it's pretty much a dead movie. And the other big criticism is that it feels like a fucking commercial. Like, it doesn't feel like if you watched Twisted Metal or you watched Uncharted, I don't think they felt like, yes, they were commercials, but given that this movie is literally about someone playing the video game, the critics that don't like it are saying that the problem with it is that it because it's based on a story about a video game, it can't it can't escape that sense of just trying to sell you a video game. So we will see, but right now it's sitting at a 62, which is not bad. I mean, you got to give it to a company. PlayStation Productions, brand new. Everything they've done so far. If this hangs in there to 62, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good batting average so far for them. They are a little upset about this. Some of the critics are mad that, I guess, in the movie, there was a... Well, okay, so that's what Cosmic Bandito is saying. He's saying they changed timelines of events to further their narrative. Yeah, but I mean, that's what it means when it's based on a true story. Their job is to please the audience. They're not historian. They're not historians, right? So what he's talking about is there was a crash that was caused or contributed to by the hero of the story, and it occurred in real life where a spectator died. It occurred after he had kind of made his bones and become successful as a real life racer. But in the movie, they have it happen and use it as a motivating plot point to make the character sort of, it's his dark night of the soul, if you know all this cliche tropey screenwriting stuff. And they use it to kind of, come back from that loss and win. But, I don't care. I care about the real person who died, but this is, like I said, it's not a documentary. So I'm not terribly too worried about that. But, I'll give it a watch when it streams. Kind of cool. They'll make a movie out of anything at this point. I'll tell you what. You think there aren't screenwriters running around right now because the success of Barbie just going, what toy? What about a Slinky? What about a Slinky? What about can we make a movie about those things you throw at the wall and they stick? What about one of those? Because it's making over $1 billion. I did see Barbie. Brett Moore says, did you see Barbie? Is all the crap about the politics true or not? I loved it. I thought Barbie was great. It absolutely is a movie that has a very clear point of view, which is, number one, women have it really rough in a patriarchal society, which is our Western world, which I agree with. And men also suffer from that patriarchy and suffer mentally from expectations of what they need to be a, quote, real man. So yeah, I believe those things. So to me, the politics were absolutely correct. But what do you want? Don't go see it. Go see that movie about the child traffickers that's totally made for right wingers and funded by a child trafficker. But that said, though, people seem to like that Silence movie or whatever the fuck it's called. He wasn't a trafficker, but he did have kiddie porn or something that he just got arrested for. It paints men in an awful light, says Addie Pie. No, it doesn't. I didn't feel attacked by that movie. I think they're right. I think they're fucking right about certain things. So what? Who cares? If it's pointed out to you what you know is true. There's a lot of fucking asshole fucking men that run a lot of things, and it's bullshit. And it makes women's lives harder. I don't care if you agree with it. I've seen it my own fucking face. Barbie's made for everyone, PM45. It's, kids won't get it, or they'll get it, but it'll be subversive. But most kids will just think, oh, it's funny, it's bright, it's happy, blah, blah, blah. Their solution was pretty bad. What was their solution? Their solution was for Barbie to go, hey, you can't live in a fucking fantasy world. You have to, if you've seen the real world now, you have to be part of it. And Ken's solution was stop being a fucking little bitch who needs Barbie and go fucking make your own life and stop trying to just be a total fucking wimp. And he did. It was great. Anyway, I enjoyed it. I thought it was great. Let's move on, though, shall we? Listen to this. Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, you're right, Matt DeMarco. Unfortunate timing to use for Lizzo's music. Let me see something real quick. No, I'm going to save these stories for the next. Yeah, that's a good one to save. I do want to show you guys something, though. So I want to show you Dreams shit the bed. And I think we're done, right? I don't think, I saw today that Roblox had like almost 100 million daily active users, and they're expecting that to eventually get to 1 billion. Is that hyperbole? Who knows? But it's mega. All the kids I know play it. It's a mega fucking thing. Even my adult children play it. So the idea of a tool that you can use to make your own games, Sony was right about. Media Molecule was right about. But A, it's too hard to use. B, they were obsessed with using the fucking stupid Move controllers. They never let you use the mouse and keyboard, if I recall. They never let people monetize their shit. They never put it on other systems. Like, they really shat the fucking bed. And it's such a shame because it's so good as a tool if you actually want to make some fun shit. If you're good at it, even if it's just stupid shit you and your friends can fuck around in. Only Human, I do free swims all the time. We can talk about it then if you want. But anyway, that's A. That's kind of annoying. It's kind of annoying. But beyond that, though, part of PlayStation Plus this month is they're putting out their final Media Molecule original. And I want to show it to you because it's really fucking awesome. It's called Tren. Don't fucking ask me why it's called that. Fucking European weirdos. But you can play this for free. I'm going to put it up on the screen. I'm not going to play the whole game, but I mean, I'll talk to the chat in just a second. But I want to show you this because it's really fucking good. Addy Pie, fuck you. Tren looks mid. What do you want, idiot? What do you want out of your life? What do you mean it looks mid? It's delightful. You fucking idiot. Hang on, let me bring it up. So it's in America, they were called Brio. Those little trains with magnets that went on the little, there we go, that went on the little train tracks you played with in kids. Like in toy stores, they had the maps and shit. Now you see it, right? You see it now? Why am I insulting you? Because you're a fucking troll, motherfucker. Tren looks cringe. Okay, well then you should not watch the show right now because we're going to look at this briefly. I'm not going to play it. I'm going to play for like 5 minutes and then we're going to move on. Talk to the chat. Yeah, I don't even know if you can hear it that well. The music is lovely. I agree. It's very chill. So you've got these trains and you can basically, go forward and backwards. You can turbo around. And your first group of tracks, you can change the track, right? And your first group of tracks, obviously, as would be expected, they're easier. And the more sort of stars you get on each track, the more you have a chance of unlocking other stuff, right? So in this particular one, you can just explore it first if you want, right? So in this one, what you have to do is I think you have to get all the cargo, right? So you go over here and you change the track, and now that's stuck, right? And then you back up and change the track. You can also move the camera around. So let's go this way. Okay, so now we've got this. And again, you want to be sure not to derail it. It's really addictive and it's really good and it's really chill, but it's really challenging too if you want to play it that way, right? So you can kind of boost forward to get over these things, right? All right, so I've already completed that one. If I would have done it a little... that was just exploring, though. If I would have done it faster, I would have done more. But now watch. So then I'll show you some of the more advanced tracks in a second. But you can also do tricks. Let me see if I can get to a jump. Here, let me go to another... Let me go to one that has jumps and is more complicated. Let's go... This is a great game to stream. I'm going to stream this soon, but... Okay, let's see. What's this one called? Bullet Train? It is wonderful, Mr. K. It really is excellent. And again, this is a real fucking chain. This is okay, so what am I doing? Okay, so this is one, you do all these tricks. And if you don't land them, of course, you fuck up your train. Oh, I had to hit that. What happened? Close that open. Here's the last track I'll show you. I'm not going to show this all day. Okay, I derailed. It's really good. It's really fucking good. I'm going to try one more time. It's, like I said, it's quite addictive. Good. It's good. It's good. It's called Trend. You can get it on Dreams. Again, it's in Dreams. Why in the fuck they didn't just take this and make it its own game? This would have been a great game just to release, but you know. Does Dreams have any first-person games? I'm sure they do. I can show you real quick. Right, they released all their assets. The background's white. I don't know. Because that was their aesthetic choice. Maybe it allowed the game to be less, what's the word? Less run faster, load faster. I can see the Little Big Planet DNA. Yeah, for sure. But again, I'm not like promoting Dreams. I have not been a big fan of the games because it's usually... just a lot of shit of like, let's rip off this other game. And they're usually not very good. But that has nothing to do with the tools. That has everything to do with, you know, most people, it's hard to make a fucking game. Okay, so let's see. Let's just do first person shooter real quick. Would it be action maybe? Okay, let's do action. Oh, even this is what I'm saying. Even this, I have to fucking do the controller. It's like, just, guys, stop. Let me fucking do it intuitively. No, you have to understand. Once you understand the process, it's excellent. I don't care. I'm not going to stick around to learn the process if you make me do all this bullshit. Oh, it's so dumb. It's so dumb. I don't want to have to change it in the settings. They should know better. They should fucking know better. I'm thrilled you can turn off the motion control. I don't care. They shat the bed hard. They just, it's, I haven't seen this. Let's see what this is. Didn't Xbox have a game called Sparkle or Create or something like that? Oh, you made one called Walk in the Park. I'm not going to play anything right now, but I just want to see it on first person. I am being nice, but what I'm telling you is, you know, somebody needs to, you know, Sony. It's in their DNA. It's why they fucking are going to release the PSVR2 and no one's buying it, because they need a little bit more people pushing back and going, you got something there, pal, but we need a little bit more. We need a little bit more work. All right, yes, I know how to move the camera. I don't need a tutorial. This is what I'm saying. When you give somebody the chance to make their own game, all they do is rip off. I know how to play a game. Just let me play it. No, this is what the big boys do. They walk you through everything. Well, you don't need to. Be an artist. Be a maverick. Oh my God. Yes, fine. I know how to change weapons. Will you let me walk? I can't even... Can I not move? Can I not walk? This is just a rotate and place game? Oh, okay. Left 3. Jesus.
Testing.
Like I said, people are vibing making it. Well, Dreams looks better than Roblox, but come on, not anymore. Roblox now has amazing graphics, just like Fortnite creator Unreal. I did read the tutorial. I don't even know what it is. Anyway, you get the idea. All right. Okay. All right, hang on. All right, fellas, I'm going to wrap it up, but if you guys want to talk about anything, oh my God. I'm not even going to show you. AddiePie, both Roblox and Fortnite in the last 6 months have shown examples that gamers have made of their new engine. Fortnite now has very realistic looking art for certain levels, and so does Roblox. And if you haven't seen that, then you should really do your own research. But Roblox, Call of Duty, I'll just show you this Call of Duty clone. This is Roblox. Okay, so do with this what you will, my friend. I don't need a nap. I'm just tired of putting on my videos.
I'm not lying to you. This game that I'm playing right now is...
This is from a guy called Jack Frags. This is Roblox. See that? Don't fucking tell me everything looks like a little baby game. I'm not saying this looks like professional Call of Duty, but who gives a shit? Model your house, have a death match in your own fucking house. I mean, what do you want? What do you fucking want? Look at that. It's amazing. And then the Unreal stuff on Fortnite is batshit. In a past video, you said 2012 had a civil disagreement with Scott. Oh, who wanted to get out of the car? I wanted to get out of the car. But I mean, I'm not just saying I wanted to get out of the car and do nothing else. We would have had to have built around that. But what I was really saying is, if we want to expand the franchise, you know, gamers expect now. It's not a perk to get out of a car in a 3D environment. It's not like, whoa, you can get out of the car. That was in the year 2000, 2001. Now it's like, well, yeah, it's a 3D environment. Why can't I get in a car and get in another car? And, you know, we just, you know, it was too much. Will people play Fortnite 10 to 20 years? Sure. I think so. Why not? I don't know if they'll be playing Fortnite, like the individual game, but as a platform, yeah. Fortnite will probably end up being Fortnite and Roblox are basically the metaverse that people are talking about forever, that is really stupid, but they're platforms at this point, and they will continue. There's no reason to think they won't continue to expand those. It's what Sony should also do, I think. They should take Dreams and make a multiplayer home meets Dreams. And they would print money. If they, if they did it right, of course. I mean, there's, somebody sent me this. What is this? Oh, yeah, there you go. A Twisted Metal where you can get out of the car and change cars. I can imagine this in my head. I mean, there's nothing to it. It's you saw it in Destruction All-Stars. You would have to make it a great game. But, oh, yeah, Chris Coleman says, I'm trying to make a Bushido Blade style game in Dreams. Great fucking series, man. I don't think they left Dreams to die. I don't think they understood what in the fuck they had. Or I think maybe they got pushback when they were like, look, we need to put this on everything. We need to let people monetize. It's so not in Sony's DNA, right? It's like that's the kind of thing that startups do. And Sony's like, what do you mean you want to put it on? I mean, we had to fight to put shit on PC back in the day. And now it's like, well, how do we let, like, I can tell you it probably went to legal, and legal, I don't know if it's true, but it wouldn't surprise me if it went to legal and legal just shut it the fuck down and said, well, if we let people monetize, what if this happens? And what if that happens? They're always just so terrified of being sued. Whereas other companies are just like, well, figure it out. It's a cash cow. Let's do it. Let's change the game. But no. Will I play Evil Within 1? I've already started playing it. I'd like to play it more. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Hang on. Let me bring this up real quick. You've never heard of Dreams until this stream. Wow. Which Golden Girl would I impregnate? God, I'm not attracted to any of them. Maybe if I had to, probably Betty White. Somebody in the chat's called Archival Horror. Isn't that a cool name? I like horror channels. I keep thinking like I'd want to make a horror channel, but there's so many of them out there already. My next gaming stream, well, I can guarantee you there's a gaming stream coming up Saturday for that. God damn it, what's it called? Hang on, I'll remember it when we're streaming since they're paying me. It's called Raid Shadow Legends is what I'll be streaming on Saturday. All right, I Love the Weird is ready to go. I've got the whole episode planned out. I've got all the links. I got to figure out when I'm going to do it. I did play Layers of Fear. I played the new Layers of Fear. I didn't like it that much, but the original Layers of Fear I thought was fantastic. But part 2 I couldn't stand. Hey, thank you for the super chat, Connor. It's very generous, man. He says Twisted Metal needs player cars that is maintained and upgraded between battles across a career, and each destruction forces find and hijack a new car, construct a new vehicle, get out of and get back to missions. Well, what I'll tell you, see, that's I'm not suggesting that's bad. I think that's absolutely right for a certain kind of service-based game when it comes to Twisted Metal. But I think there'd be a lot of fans that would say, no, you can't do that. The car, that's like saying you're going to customize Ken and Ryu and Chun-Li. And they're not wrong, but, you know, you would have to figure out a way, maybe like Street Fighter does it, and say, these are kind of the sanctioned car combat matches where none of that applies. And then, though, you still can do that stuff you're talking about. But yeah, I agree, though. I think you're going to have to do that if you want to really make it a meaty service game. Thank you for that generous super chat, Connor. I appreciate it, buddy. Jaffe, have you played Alien Dark Descent? Is that the newest one? That's not the Left 4 Dead with aliens. That's the newest one, right? No, I have not. If Sony had not stepped in and asked for single player, how would you have monetized 2012, says Red Lantern? It would have been basically selling cars and maybe selling levels, because we had a way to do it that wouldn't split the user base. Jaffe, will I pre-order MK1? No idea. I don't like to. What do I get if I pre-order? If I can play it early, I will. I'm going to try to get into the beta. I'm going to send Ed Boon a tweet. Say, hey, help me out. Come on, man. All right, fellas, there you go. That's been Gabbing Games for today. What is it? August 9th. I will be back. Don't forget, tomorrow I am going to be on, where did it go? I'm going to be on Ginger Prime's show very early for me. It'll be 8:30 in the morning. Constellations, we're recording that on Friday. I'm not sure when Colin puts those up. I will be streaming on Saturday, of course, video game, and then I will be doing some live streams before that. So if you like the show, the channel, please give it a like, subscribe, consider a membership, all of that good stuff. Thank you, Mr. K. Thank you, RPG. Wait, Mr. K says, wait, answer me. Jaffe, what's the hardest part about making a big game the audience doesn't think about? It's not like that. I mean, everything is hard. It is just so fucking hard. It's hard to stay competitive. It's hard to see someone else doing what you're doing and you've only got 8 months left of development. It's hard to sit in a focus group where your game is torn apart and you have to go home and live the weekend and then hope that you can somehow figure out come Monday what to do with the team so you can have a better focus test next time. It's all hard. Will I play Atlas Fallen? No. Because the reviews are shitty. It's just kind of like, right? It's like a Metacritic of like a 68 or 70. Not that interesting. Thank you, Mio. I appreciate it, buddy. All right, fellas, I'm out. Thank you guys. Really, really appreciate it. See you guys soon. Take it easy, my friends. Yeah, that's the best song ever. Be well, fellas.